Happy Star Wars Day! Hey there, thanks for showing up. Today I'm going to talk about mindset and shifting from viewing problems as monsters versus puzzles. And if you hang around to the very end, I have a special bonus skill for you for when you get stuck in all of that. See you there. Howdy and good morning, or it's morning for me at least. I am at the kitchen table having a very large cup of coffee and trying to get through this morning making this video. What has happened, and a lot of my content gets driven by what's happening to me at any given moment, is I've been having to deal with the technology to make these videos. I knew that was going to happen when I made this YouTube channel, because I know me, and I know when I have to engage with technology that I've gotten to that age where it is not what it used to be. I am not what I used to be. It is not as easy for me to get through the learning curves, and YouTube has some learning curves to it, whether it's technology or the software that goes behind it. And I get to where I just want to take the phone and the mic and the lights, everything, and just throw it out in the yard. And what happens is that in my mindset, the overwhelm of learning these things, of dealing with all of it, has become a monster in my mind. And monsters are things that evoke fear. They get us overwhelmed. We want to, get out of Dodge. And I could either roll with that and just shut it down and then be bummed out because I didn't get my work done for the day, or I can shift gears and find a way to get it done. Now, what helps me in the mindset shift that I'm wanting to share with you today is looking at the difference between something that is a monster or a puzzle. The difference being, monsters are going to have you shut down, run away, and puzzles are going to evoke curiosity, play, experimentation. Those are two very different states of mind. And I call them states of mind because what happens is that when we get overwhelmed, the fancy parts of our brain, the parts that can be playful, that has language, that can think about things, that can think about thinking about things, all of that gets shut off, or it operates real inconsistently with a lot of static in it. And when you're in the highly activated monster frame of mind, even what might be simple is going to feel hard, and what feels hard is going to feel impossible. Now, with me today, it's technology. For my clients, it could be looking at a deep grief or a stress wound or a traumatic wound or compounded traumas where feelings have always been threatening, and so they're always in monster mode. But if you're going to get things done, you've got to try and shift to your task, whatever it is, becoming a puzzle. It might have a lot of pieces, but you do things where you find the edges, you find the corners, and then you start to see where patterns are, and you begin to work in. And over time, you build it up, and you find success in the finished product. So how do you make the shift, right? Because it's not, depending on how overwhelming it is and whether you catch it in time, it may be a difficult gear shift. It can be done. It takes practice. But you can do it. I do it. I did it. I did it because you're watching me now. Okay. So the first thing that's going to even get you there is what I call a superpower, and that superpower is willingness. Willingness to show up, willingness to do the thing. But if you're already trapped in monster mode and you're, shut down, the first thing after willingness is going to be take a break. Take a break, step away from the thing, whatever it is. Or it doesn't have to be a huge, like, go exercise, go meditate, go watch TV for a minute till you can shift your brain off. When you take a break, do not do things that numb you out. Yeah, no, like, I would like to overeat. Some people might like alcohol. Now, I do love my coffee, and this sip of coffee right there was me taking a break, because I'd sort of thought myself, my thoughts were beginning to go a little too fast and they were getting bunched up, and I needed to take a break right here in the middle of it. And you saw me. That took, what, maybe 3-4 seconds to get through that entire break, and now my brain's working again. I also, one of the things that you don't often see, because I'll edit those pieces out, is I'll be in the middle of making a video and I need to either be quiet for a minute and let my thoughts catch up, or I'll just do this. I take a breath, I make sure I lowered my shoulders, and I can get back and go. Just that fast. What was that, 3 or 4 seconds again? Self-regulation, down-regulation, down into the window of tolerance where we can actually get things done. It doesn't have to take a long time. Now, if you are practiced in being overwhelmed a lot, it may take more practice, but it works. It can happen, and as you do it more and more, you can down-regulate faster. You can catch yourself getting caught up or spun up much more quickly and bring yourself back to center. Okay. Now, so you've taken your break. What's going to come, and you've gotten yourself down-regulated so that the fancy parts of your brain come back online. What next? Get curious. Curiosity is not a fluffy word. It is a real capacity of our brain, and I actually think that it is the capacity that moves us forward in all ways, because it's us opening a space inside for new information to come in. It's the place where we can play, where we can experiment. Okay? You can look at your task at hand, whatever it is, and ask yourself open-ended questions. How can I see this with beginner's eyes? How can I move this forward just 1%, just one step? How can I put this into smaller pieces, whatever it is? Maybe I need to ask for help. These are just questions. They're little opening spaces within your mind for new information to come in. And not in an overwhelming way. How I can make things into smaller pieces is a really short question with a really big result if you'll let yourself get into it. Okay, because suddenly now you can take a little bit at a time, and a little bit at a time is not overwhelming, right? You can experiment and play. To me, those are the same concept. Okay, experiment just sounds fancier, so if you want to say experiment, roll with that. And then it becomes a process of getting curious and experimenting and moving forward, and getting curious and experimenting and moving forward. Okay. A process, a practice. It's not an end step, it is a skill that you build. And as you build that skill, the monsters become smaller. They lose their power because they're not getting attention anymore. Shifting from monsters to puzzles is shifting where you're putting your attention. And where you put your attention, that's what's going to get bigger. Now, I promised you a bonus in the beginning of this video, and that bonus is to let you know that when you start to feel stuck, and you know what stuckness feels like inside of you. It's not the same for everybody. It's going to be an individual thing, but you know what it feels like, and you know when it's building. So The bonus skill is what we call the witness ability. And that is the ability of your brain to think about its thinking, to step back from what's going on and witness what's happening. When we're in monster mode, we are fused with our fear, and we are believing that that feeling and all the stories that it spins out are true. All right, when you're witnessing, you defuse from the fear or the high level of activation, whatever it is. And the witness is able to say, oh, my body is having a feeling of, tightness, burning, heat, queasy, fuzzy, whatever. And my brain is thinking, I need to get out of here. My brain is thinking, I hate this, I can't do this. All right. I'm witnessing the thought, I can't do this. I'm not buying into it and I'm not fusing with it. I'm just noticing it. And that ability to separate yourself or defuse is another superpower. That takes practice. It takes practice, a lot of practice. It's always practice. Life is practice. Life is a verb. But as you build those skills, you will get to them quicker. You will recognize when you're about to go off track quicker and work your new skills and move yourself forward. I promise, because I've done it. All right. Thank you for spending time with me today. I hope you got some value out of this. And if you did, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already and give this video a thumbs up. This video also ties into the procrastination video that I've made earlier, and I'll put a link in the description box below. And if I can figure it out, I'll even put a little card here in the video as well. Yeah, I don't know about that. It's one of those things I haven't figured out yet. Okay, go. Be compassionate to each other, but especially to yourself. Namaste, y'all.